Unless you've been living under a rock, you have surely seen or heard of the latest juicy drama from the Shonda Rhimes universe, Bridgerton. This Netflix original premiered on Christmas Day, and it has everyone on my Facebook feed thinking that they're from London circa 1813. With ridiculously attractive people, wildly romantic dialogue such as, "If you desire the sun and the moon, all you have to do is go out and shoot at the sky," and steamy gossip at the core, this show was a delicious watch. But it is also quite possibly the horniest show of all time. Every single character is DTF. Sorry, is that too crass for the 1800s? And this romance drama is not without controversy. There is one scene that has fans and critics talking. On that note, on this episode of Watchwoman, I want to dive a little deeper into all that Bridgerton has to offer. Bridgerton is based off of romance writer Julia Quinn's 8-part novel series. Each novel follows a different Bridgerton sibling, who are named alphabetically, starting with Anthony, followed by Benedict, Colin, Daphne, Eloise, Francesca, Gregory, and Hyacinth. The TV version was created by Chris Van Dusen, who was a producer on Grey's Anatomy, Private Practice, and Scandal, all of which come from the Queen herself, Shonda Rhimes, who of course is a producer on Bridgerton. It's kind of a no-brainer. When you have the lavish Regency era of England mixed with the wit of Shondaland, you obviously have your next great binge. I found myself eating this series up. It's like sitting in front of a fireplace eating chocolate cake wrapped in the coziest blanket you can find. The costumes, settings, horse-drawn carriages, and non-stop society balls were all executed to perfection. They put a cherry on top by adding in pop music from Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish, and Taylor Swift, to name a few, disguised as string quartet numbers. Because of all the beauty, I almost forgot that this era of England was all about arranged marriages and putting women in their rightful place as someone's wife and bearer of children. What Shonda and Van Dusen did to make that a little more bearable, they kind of pulled a Hamilton. The diverse cast, including Regé-Jean Page, Ruby Parker, and Golda Rosheuvel, all give stellar performances. In a Times interview, Van Dusen explained that his idea for this version of Regency England came about when he learned that the real Queen Charlotte may have been a descendant of a Portuguese royal family with African ancestry. He said, and I quote, "It made me wonder, what could that have looked like?" he said. Could she have used her power to elevate other people of color in society? Could she have given them titles and lands and dukedoms? Thankfully, Julia Quinn also wrote the rest of her female characters as strong-willed women. Although some do want to settle down with their betrothed, other characters like Eloise Bridgerton and Penelope Featherington have other aspirations.
Which one of your maids is married?
She's not married.
How did she become a child if she's not married?
I do not know. I will find out.
You must. Otherwise, how can we make sure it never happens to us? We have accomplishments to acquire.
Eloise wants to go to college, travel the world. She doesn't want to just settle down with some rando from a rich house. And Penelope is holding a flame for Colin Bridgerton, which, for now, is very endearing, but it's unrequited. But Penelope's also such a loyal friend to Eloise and to her distant cousin Marina, and she's my favorite character in the series thus far. We can't go any further without talking about the core of the show, which is all about gossip columnist Lady Whistledown. Yeah, that's her name. Voiced by the one and only Julie Andrews, Lady Whistledown is the gossip girl, and she dominates everyone's lives in this society. She's a mystery, and everyone from Eloise to the Queen herself are trying to break her anonymity. Lady Whistledown knows all, and she is not afraid to ruin people's lives. If you have gambling debts, she knows. If you can't pay your bill at the local dress shop, oh, she'll call your ass out. And if you're pretending to be in love with someone from high society to attract other suitors, oh, she knows that shit too. The first season centers around the eldest Bridgerton daughter, Daphne, played by Phoebe Dynevor, and the Duke of Hastings, played by Regé-Jean Page. These two have insane chemistry, and they start off merely tolerating each other in order to get what they individually want. For Daphne, she wants a line of eligible bachelors outside her door, and apparently the only way to get a man is to already have a man. Apparently jealousy drives men crazy. For the Duke, he never wants to get married. He simply wants every overbearing mother who keeps shoving their daughters in his face off his back. This presents the opportunity for Daphne and the Duke to set up a little ruse. I love a good ruse, don't you? Well, surprise, surprise, they end up liking each other and wanting to rip off each other's corsets and petticoats, and this sets season 1 in motion. And also incites all the steamy looks and stolen kisses and sexy drama. There is no denying that the Duke is extremely hunky. I mean, this guy has set the internet on fire. Everyone is talking about him. I even saw a quiz titled, "Would the Duke of Hastings marry you?" Ugh, you gotta love the internet. But in all seriousness, he is like the perfect Disney prince, and he has a sexy accent. He's no stranger to Shonda's world either. He starred in the short-lived 2-season legal drama For the People on ABC. His love story with Daphne may only be the center of the first season, but it is certain we will see more of the Duke in seasons to follow. I want to preface this next section by saying I will be discussing sexual assault. I mentioned in the beginning of the episode that Bridgerton is not without controversy. There is one scene in episode 6 titled Swish that has fans wondering if there was in fact a rape that occurred that was brushed under the rug. Spoiler warning for those who don't want this pivotal plot point ruined for them, just go ahead and skip a minute. For those who have watched the full season, you know what I'm talking about. Daphne learns that Duke has taken advantage of her immaturity when it comes to knowing the ins and outs of conception. The whole season he has made it clear he can't have children. The one thing Daphne wants more than anything. When Daphne learns it's more of a won't have children scenario, she decides to yield her sexual power over him. They start in a consensual love-making situation, but it quickly flips on its head and she holds him down until he climaxes. Previous times they had been using the old pull and pray method, but this time she makes sure that that is not an option. Julia Quinn, the author, has explained that in her opinion, it's hard to take our 21st century knowledge of consent and apply it to 1813, a time when Simon had ownership and power over Daphne just because they were married. And creator Chris Van Dusen has said the writer's room discussed this scene at length and decided to change it from the scene in the book where Daphne takes advantage of an intoxicated and asleep Duke. The writers said that Daphne's character was flawed. She needed to be able to make questionable choices. And also, women at that time were told that their only value came from being a wife or a mother. So Daphne did what she felt she had to do. There is no doubt this scene begs for audiences to have conversations around it, and to question what consent means this day and age, especially post the Me Too movement. I agree with most fans when they say that a trigger warning would have gone a long way. We'll just have to wait and see how Van Dusen and his writers handle other sensitive situations that are sure to pop up in seasons to come. Speaking of more seasons to come, Netflix recently announced that there will be, in fact, a season 2 of Bridgerton. Although the first season mixed in a little bit from other novels, I would hope the following seasons stay true to what Julia Quinn did with her writing. If my hope comes true, the next season will be focused on the eldest Bridgerton's son, Anthony, played by Jonathan Bailey. Sideburns and all, he is a great watch, and he has a very interesting story to come. In season 1, he was determined to stay a bachelor, even though he pined after an opera singer behind closed doors. They could never be together in society because technically she was below his station. He makes a declaration at the end of the last episode saying he will finally seek out marriage, but in name only, not for love. With that bold statement, I can only imagine he will find himself in a soapy plotline just like his sister Daphne. And I am here for all of it. I soaked up this series in a matter of days, but I'm not sure I find Daphne and Duke to be the most interesting storyline in the Bridgerton universe. But I am excited to see more of these colorful characters, so I'm going to give Bridgerton 3.5 out of 5 funfetti cupcakes. You can check out season 1 streaming now on Netflix. That's it for this episode of Watchwoman. What did you guys think of Bridgerton? Leave your comments below. Click the subscribe button on your screen and join me back here very soon for another episode of Watchwoman. Cheerio!